All right. It's been a while since I've made one of these making of videos. It's been about 2 weeks shy of a full year since I made the first video for this channel. I was being pretty religious about it at first, trying to get one out every week. And it was mostly about helping my family. Most of my videos that I put any kind of time into are financial education meant for the young people in my lives. I'm trying to get them a head start on things. Anybody else that wants to watch them, hey, that's great, but it's kind of a legacy thing. But I've done a bunch of other videos too. Like recently, I've done a bunch of videos about doing the master cleanse because I was doing the master cleanse, and I got a support group that I help run on Facebook. That people watch those and help. That was the idea anyway. Judging from the views, yeah, a dozen people maybe. It's not like, I'm not setting the world on fire here. I've had one video that went, for me, kind of viral. It hit almost 3,000 views, and that was how to clean an electric smoker. It was one of the worst videos I've made out of this series. It's out of frame and everything else, but people watched it and liked it. Apparently, that smoker was, well, that topic anyway, some people liked it. In fact, I've done several videos on doing things with that smoker, and they tend to do better than my financial videos. And I've also done a couple of, videos about my garden, and videos about, one I just did recently was about a dog I frickin' play with while I'm out walking sometimes, and another one is about a feral cat that we have that's hanging around the house here. Basically, I was going gangbusters for, learning how to do things until May of 2024. Towards the end of the month, my mom fell sick and ended up passing, and I was away from this for, well, 3 or 4 weeks, and then just really, creating these videos it doesn't take much to film them. But editing them, getting them ready to post, and watching them over and over to catch all the crap that you want to edit out and edit in, it's time consuming. So I had other things on my mind, had a garden going. I'm still don't go very long without thinking of my mom, kind of thing. Well, most people will go through it at some point in their life. It's not like, you flip a switch or anything. It's a process. Anyway, also in that time frame, I managed to chip a frickin' tooth right here. Makes me look frickin' like I got a big gap in my mouth. I don't, well, I do because I got a tooth broken. I don't know why. Anyway, luckily, well, not luckily, it took 4 months to get in, but I finally got into a dentist this week, and they're gonna another week and a half I'm going in to get that and 2 other teeth fixed. So one, I don't want to have a tooth infection. 2, I don't want to have a freaking gap in my teeth. And along the lines of the tooth infection, that's what ended up killing my mom. She had freaking infected teeth and freaking worked its way into her heart. I won't go into the gory details, but it was nasty. Anyway, along the way, a buddy of mine, Garen, over at Grumpy Acres, was doing a bunch of walking videos. And I liked the way he was doing it. He was out walking his dog out in the middle of nowhere because, he lives out in a very rural area. And he had a selfie stick, so, he get a picture of himself and got the dog in it a bunch. And I was pretty impressed with that. And I walk 4 miles at least every day. So I started thinking, I'm carrying my phone. Most of the time I'm listening to a book or something, but I could also, do walking videos. 2 birds, 1 stone. Kind of get what's on my mind out while I'm out walking because I'm going to be spending that time anyway. So I did a bunch of videos that way. When the weather was agreeable, it was all right. Although it was a lot of videos with just my face and occasionally some branches in the background, and the occasional shot up my nose, which is not great. And shot into my mouth, showing my gap tooth here. But at least I was getting some content out there, and it was content with a purpose. I was trying to, either do the financial videos or do the Master Cleanse videos. So I've kind of adopted that as my preferred style, and then the weather went to shit. And when it's basically sub-zero wind chills, it's kind of hard to do those videos, especially if there's ice or snow on the ground, because there's all kinds of crunching and the steps get real loud because the soles of my shoes get basically frozen, so just clomp, clomp, clomp walking along. Hasn't stopped me from doing them entirely, but I don't do them as much, and if it's real windy, that doesn't work either, because then the microphone just catches nothing but the wind. So still do the occasional video like this one right here. Got a few more in mind for this. I'm thinking about changing the background here a little bit. I mean, the stuff you're seeing back here, it's just my office. I mean, I got a bunch of file cases here and monitors over here and whiteboard back there and bookcases over here, and just, it's an office. It's nothing spectacular, but it might be a little distracting, so thought about going with just the gray background again, but I haven't decided on it yet. So far it hasn't been worth the effort. And I've got to decide what I want to focus on. I'm still going to keep doing what I'm doing, basically, but I'm under no illusion that I'm going to get any kind of freaking major traffic unless I really up my marketing and really up my content. This is all a vanity project anyway, so I don't really know that I want to go all that way. I mean, I haven't thus far, but I've been really distracted this past year. Just too much going on, which is kind of pathetic, but because actually, as far as major events, outside of my mom, which was a major one, it's been a rather chill year. I haven't had to do major home repairs, or hell, my garden went to shit this year. Damn deer. Did videos on that already. Anyway, so I'm going into year 2 soon here on this channel, and I got one big project that I've done most of the work for as far as creating the raw content, but I got a lot of editing to do. I plan on doing a long form video, and I'm not sure how I'm going to release it, how I would monetize it, if I'm even going to try and monetize it. But I did multiple videos every day of the Master Cleanse, and I did not publish the vast majority of them. But it's first thing in the morning, right out of bed, what I'm feeling, walking log while I'm out for my daily walk, and then before I go to bed at night, plus a couple of different trips to the doctor and what they said, and various medical measurements, and there's all kinds of stuff around the Master Cleanse. And I did that all intentionally, but there's a few more pieces that I want to get. I'd really like to talk to a nutritionist and a doctor to get their opinions on all this stuff, so it's not just me. That's a little harder than it sounds. I mean, those people get paid for their time, and I don't really want to pay anybody. They're kind of cheap that way. So I'm going to look around and look for somebody that's looking for some free publicity. But hopefully sometime this year I'll get the Master Cleanse video out in long form. Other than that, I've got a couple of pages worth of books that I've read that I have yet to comment on. And I've got more books in my queue to read that I'm sure I'll want to comment on. And anything else that I can come up with that's semi-interesting. I mean, I got a 30-second short I put out there, just me feeding a dog, and it's got 500 frickin' views already. That's more than all my financial ones combined. So, anyway, that's where I'm at. Making a Blue Wolf, about 50 weeks in. I believe this is the 7th in this series. And I'll call it at night.